Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
Welcome back to Star Watch Now. What if one celebrity's influence could help reshape an entire industry? What if a racing circuit, once considered a niche playground for enthusiasts, suddenly became a stage attracting major investment, nationwide attention, and ambitious long-term plans? And what if the story behind that transformation had far less to do with lap times and far more to do with business strategy, technology, branding, and the changing aspirations of a new generation? Over the past few years, Wang Yibo has built a reputation that extends well beyond entertainment. Whether through acting, music, fashion, or motorsport, his name has become associated with influence on a remarkable scale. Yet one of the most fascinating developments surrounding his growing impact may not be found on a film set or concert stage. Instead, it can be seen on the racing circuit, where conversations about engines, engineering, and competition are now increasingly intersecting with discussions about commercial value and industrial ambition. Many observers initially viewed the growing connection between Wang Yibo and motorsport as a simple example of celebrity popularity attracting fans. However, the deeper story may be far more significant. Behind the packed grandstands, increased public interest, and growing media coverage lies a question that has captured the attention of industry insiders and casual viewers alike. Why are major companies willing to invest so heavily in racing, and what do they see that most people do not? The answer may reveal one of the most fascinating business stories unfolding in modern China today. For decades, motorsport represented far more than speed. Around the world, racing has often served as a testing ground for technology, a platform for brand building, and a symbol of national industrial strength. Yet for many years, the highest levels of motorsport remained dominated by established international organizations and long-standing engineering traditions. Today, that landscape is gradually evolving. As domestic automotive manufacturers continue to expand their ambitions, racing is being viewed through a new lens. It is no longer simply a competition to determine who is fastest around a circuit. It is becoming a showcase for innovation, a platform for engineering excellence, and perhaps most importantly, a powerful tool for connecting with younger consumers. This is where the story becomes particularly interesting. When Wang Yibo appears at a racing event, the impact extends far beyond traditional motorsport audiences. Fans who may never have followed a race before suddenly become curious. Social media discussions increase dramatically, media attention expands, brands receive exposure that would otherwise require enormous marketing budgets. In business terms, attention has become an asset, and in today's competitive marketplace, attention can be every bit as valuable as technology itself. This growing reality helps explain why companies such as BYD are paying closer attention to motorsport than ever before. While many people focus on the visible excitement of race day, industry leaders are often focused on something else entirely. They are studying visibility, engagement, brand positioning, technological credibility, and long-term influence. To them, the racing circuit is not merely a sporting venue, it is a living laboratory. Every race weekend presents an opportunity to test systems, showcase capabilities, strengthen brand identity, and create emotional connections with consumers. In an era where competition among automotive manufacturers continues to intensify, these advantages are increasingly difficult to ignore. Perhaps this is why discussions surrounding motorsport have become so much larger than motorsport itself. At first glance, it may appear that celebrity influence is driving public attention toward racing. Yet, from another perspective, racing is also providing companies with a unique platform to demonstrate ambition, innovation, and confidence. The relationship works in both directions. Wang Yibo brings visibility. The industry provides purpose. Together, they create a story that resonates with audiences far beyond traditional fan communities. What makes this development particularly compelling is that it reveals a hidden truth about modern business. Many of the world's most valuable opportunities exist not in obvious markets, but in specialized ecosystems protected by expertise, infrastructure, and limited access. In many ways, motorsport functions as one of those ecosystems. Success cannot be purchased overnight. Facilities, engineering knowledge, technical talent, operational experience, and years of accumulated learning all play critical roles. Entering such a space requires patience, resources, and a willingness to invest in the future rather than chase immediate results. This perspective helps explain why some industry observers describe motorsport as one of the most exclusive business environments in the world. The barriers to entry are high, the competition is intense, and credibility must be earned through consistent commitment. For emerging automotive leaders, however, that challenge may also represent an extraordinary opportunity. Rather than relying entirely on external expertise, a growing number of Chinese companies are exploring ways to develop stronger in-house capabilities. They are investing in engineering teams, supporting research initiatives, improving technical infrastructure, and encouraging greater participation across multiple levels of motorsport. Viewed through this lens, racing becomes much more than entertainment. It becomes a pathway toward technological self-confidence. For many years, one common assumption existed across the automotive world. If a company wanted to prove its engineering strength, it needed to earn respect in environments where performance could not be hidden behind advertising campaigns. Racing circuits became one of those environments. Unlike traditional marketing, where a brand can carefully control every image and message, motorsport places products, technology, and teams under constant scrutiny. Every component is tested, every decision is measured, every success and setback becomes visible. This is why many industry observers believe that racing creates a unique form of credibility. It allows companies to demonstrate confidence in their technology, while simultaneously building emotional connections with consumers. What makes the current moment particularly fascinating is how public attention has become intertwined with this process. A decade ago, a racing event might attract only dedicated enthusiasts. Today, a single appearance by Wang Yibo can introduce motorsport to millions of people who previously had little connection to the sport. This transformation is not simply about celebrity culture. It reflects a broader shift in how industries communicate with modern audiences. Younger generations do not always discover interests through traditional channels. They often discover them through personalities they admire, communities they participate in, and stories that inspire them. In this environment, influence becomes a bridge. Wang Yibo's involvement has helped create that bridge. For some fans, their first introduction to racing came through their interest in his activities. What began as curiosity gradually evolved into a deeper appreciation for the sport itself. Some started learning about racing strategy. Others became interested in vehicle technology. Many began paying attention to events they might otherwise never have noticed. This ripple effect creates value that extends far beyond ticket sales. It creates awareness, it creates participation. Most importantly, it creates future audiences. From a business perspective, this may be one of the most valuable outcomes imaginable. Companies spend enormous resources trying to capture consumer attention. Yet, genuine enthusiasm cannot always be purchased through conventional advertising. People respond to stories, experiences, and emotional connections. Motorsport offers all three. When fans witness the excitement of competition, they are not simply watching machines move around a circuit. They are watching teamwork, preparation, risk management, innovation, and determination. These qualities often mirror the values companies want associated with their brands. As a result, motorsport becomes a powerful storytelling platform. This helps explain why investment decisions are often motivated by more than immediate financial returns. Some investments are designed to build capabilities that may take years to fully mature. Others are intended to strengthen public perception and reinforce long-term strategic goals. Viewed from this perspective, racing resembles a marathon rather than a sprint. The companies entering this space are not merely chasing headlines. Many are attempting to position themselves for the future. At the same time, another challenge remains impossible to ignore. Technology can be developed, infrastructure can be built, facilities can be expanded, but human talent requires time. One of the most important conversations surrounding the future of Chinese motorsport involves the next generation of engineers, mechanics, strategists, and drivers. Developing these individuals requires patience, support, education, and a culture that encourages long-term growth. Across the world, many successful motorsport ecosystems were built over decades. Knowledge was passed from one generation to the next. Technical expertise accumulated gradually. Communities formed around shared passion and continuous learning. China is now experiencing a period where similar foundations are being strengthened. The growth of simulation technology represents one particularly exciting development. Young enthusiasts who may never have had direct access to professional racing equipment can now learn advanced concepts through sophisticated digital platforms. Skills that once required significant resources are becoming increasingly accessible. This democratization of knowledge has the potential to transform the future talent pipeline. A young person inspired by a race today may become an engineer tomorrow. A simulator enthusiast may eventually contribute to vehicle development. A curious fan may discover a lifelong passion for technology. These possibilities help explain why the conversation surrounding motorsport has become so much larger than the sport itself. At its core, this story is about opportunity. It is about the ability of attention to create momentum. It is about the ability of investment to accelerate progress. And it is about the ability of inspiration to shape future generations. In many ways, Wang Yibo's significance within this narrative extends beyond statistics, rankings, or individual results. His greatest contribution may be his ability to introduce entirely new audiences to a world they had previously overlooked. That influence cannot easily be measured on a scoreboard, yet its impact may prove remarkably powerful over time. When more people become interested in racing, the ecosystem expands. When the ecosystem expands, more businesses become involved. When more businesses become involved, greater resources become available. And when resources increase, opportunities for innovation grow. This cycle creates momentum that can influence an entire industry. Perhaps that is why the relationship between Wang Yibo, BYD, and Chinese motorsport continues to attract such attention. It represents something larger than a sponsorship. It represents the meeting point of entertainment, technology, ambition, and industrial development. One side brings visibility, the other brings engineering strength. Together, they contribute to a story that reflects the aspirations of a rapidly evolving era.